Should you take advice from single people? Let's talk about it. First, I'm just going to get to the point because I know a lot of you guys have attention spans of a gnat or a squirrel. So, long story short, some of the worst relationship advice has been given to me by women who are married or in relationships, and some of the best relationship and life advice has been given to me by single women. The reason why I stayed in an abusive marriage for as long as I did was constantly being given the advice by married women and women in relationships that, well, nobody's perfect. And while that's true, abuse should not fall under the cukey, fun, quirk, imperfection category. Someone cheating on you is not simply, oh, it's just a flaw that humans have. Constantly being fed the messaging of marriage takes work, relationships take work, and you know, when it comes to abuse and infidelity and things like that, that tends to mess with your head a little bit. Being told by people in relationships about the ups and the downs, and everybody goes through things, and we've been together for 25 years and we've been through so much, he's put me through so much, and that was all I heard from married people and people in relationships. So when I would look at the shit that my abusive ex-husband would put me through, I just thought, oh, well, this must be the work and the ups and the downs that they're talking about. So this is normal. Constantly being told that nobody wants to stay together anymore. And I felt shame for wanting to leave that relationship. A lot of married people and people in relationships idolize it. And they treat marriage and relationships like some secret cult that nobody on the outside understands. And that being married and in a relationship is just this high honor. And you're a class above everybody else. And you're put on this pedestal. And you automatically know more than everybody else because you're married. You often see this in a lot of churches, where you see all these seminars where the married people are on stage and the couples all have mics and they're telling all the single people, one day you can be happily married like us. And there's this misconception that somebody who's single is going to talk you out of being in your relationship. If somebody can talk you out of being married or being in a relationship, you were not happy in that relationship in the first place, nor did you want to be in that relationship anyway. Most of my friends are married. Long time married, like been married for several years, got kids and a house and all the things. We hang out, we laugh, we joke, and they still go home to their husbands at the end of the day. Like, I don't understand. Most of my mutuals, even on this app, are married, and they ain't been divorced yet. They participate in my comments and like my videos and encourage the things that I say, and they're still married. They're still in love. So me not being married doesn't affect them because they're in a happy relationship that they have no plans at the moment of leaving. So me making videos about encouraging women to leave abusive relationships has no effect on them. One, because they're not in an abusive relationship. So, and whenever we see women post things on this app about the disrespectful things that their men say and do to them, and then you get women commenting, hey, your man's a bitch. He's horrible. And you'll get comments like, well, you don't understand. You don't know what it's like to be married. Well, if marriage is about getting disrespected, of course the fuck I don't want to know what it's like. And I've said this so many times, marriage needs a new PR team. Because the way a lot of you are selling it is that you get married and then you put up with a bunch of disrespectful shit. And single people are the enemy because they're going to talk you out of your relationship. And if they dare say anything, because they genuinely love and care about you and don't want you going through shit, then it's because they're jealous, they're haters, they're just mad because they're single, and they don't get it because they're not married. Somebody may not be married, but still be able to give good and valid advice because they're a human and they know how to treat other humans. Somebody might be single and they're giving really good advice because they've been in relationships that they've looked back on and they've learned some valuable things from those relationships that they can pass on to other people. One of the ways, There was a celebrity years ago. I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to start no shit. I don't have time for it. I don't just, no. But there was a celebrity years ago who was like infamously cheating on his wife. And he admitted in an interview that he told his wife, you need to stop listening to these women because you're going to end up being single like them. Sir, her being single is the solution to the problem that you are causing. I made a joke, I think a year or so ago, that marriage is like this Jordan Peele movie. And I often joke that I should write a movie. I'm not going to do it, so you don't have to be like, you need to write that movie. I'm not going to do it. Just stop. But I made a joke that marriage is like this Jordan Peele movie, this like creepy town that this single woman goes to and everybody's married and they're constantly setting her up on blind dates. And when she goes on these horrible dates, they're like, nobody's perfect. Your standards are too high. You need to give him a chance so that you can be married like us. That's how a lot of y'all act. And I'm not even joking with how creepy that a lot of y'all are about your marriages. Y'all act like being single or not being married is a crime. It's a disease that needs to be cured, and you're so afraid of it. Don't touch it because you might catch it too. You should strive to take advice from whoever is happy, healthy, and is living an amazing life. Because even if you are married, at the end of the day, you are still a human individual. And if something happens to your partner, you will be by your damn self as the human individual that you are. Nobody can talk me out of a relationship or marriage that I'm happy in. There's no advice they can give me. There's nothing they can do or say that's going to stop me from wanting to be with a man that is treating me with love and respect and like he enjoys being with me. Because if you want to know the truth, married people kept me in bad relationships for years. Married people gave me the worst advice. Single people gave me the best life advice and helped mold me into the amazing person that I am today and encourage me to be happy. I want advice from people who simply just know how to treat other human beings well. That's it.